The entrepreneurship at the end of the rainbow, what do you see?
I'm not looking for what I see is wealth. I'm not looking to be rich, but I'm looking to be wealthy.
I think wealthy is better than rich.
I agree. I agree.
So yeah.
I agree. You know, trying to. It's crazy that my goal is really to just try to make it easier for my young ones. You
Gotcha.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because knowing how we may have grown up, you know what I mean? I can't. I don't know what it's looking like for them because we don't. I'm a man of many goals. What I mean by that is it seems like in life we got so many goals that we try to reach that sometimes I think the problem with myself is I got too many that I'm trying to do at once. You know what I mean? Like sometimes they crumble. And what I mean by crumbling is I got a goal and then it's like go another one, here go another one. My mind is just rolling like but
It's about what it is to you though.
I've always viewed love as I've gotten older as half business, half personal. And the reason why I said business is because as soon as the business isn't right, it messes up the love piece.
You keep being a part of the cycle. You only a clown when you're a part of the circus.
I agree, and I could be the reason.
Mm.
I could be the reason. I could take the accountability and say, yo, maybe I'm the reason here. Maybe I'm the one that's
So why don't you remove yourself?
because of the comfort.
Thank you for tuning in. Let's talk about it with Kenny Harris. We got Wayne Dennis here, aka my brother. All right. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Keep doing your thing. We know you will continue to grow and be a great father. So I want to thank you guys for stepping up to the plate, taking on that challenge and being responsible as men. All right. So keep it up. Great job. Block. I'm glad you're here, baby. You know I love you to death. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
listen. So how you feel right now about what's going on in the world with the violence, all the killing, the crime?
This is what happens. It starts at home.
Okay.
A lot of guys, a lot of young black men, young black men, we like sex. That's all it is. A lot of young black men, we like sex, and after you have sex, then you have sex some more. Then the option of having a baby is right there.
Right.
So he might go to jail. He might be incarcerated. He might leave town. He might leave the country. But one thing we do know that you had sex, you enjoyed it, and now this lady's calling. It's a baby on the way, and that's when the game changes. You can say now you're a father.
Right.
You're a father now. So now you got to ask yourself, what kind of man you gonna be?
Right.
A lot of guys say, fuck my dad. Fuck him. He's a bitch nigga. Fuck him. So now you up the plate. You up the bat. You got out pitching the ball. And you up. What you gonna do?
Right.
You get a home run? You gonna ground on single? What you gonna do? You the daddy now.
Yeah.
You the daddy.
Right.
You up next. So when it comes to violence, it's like, what the daddy doing? What the mom doing?
Gotcha.
I'm not a Muslim, but I knew that Farrakhan said that a really strong family, a really strong community, a really strong nation. So right now it looks like that we are raising strong families. You know what I mean? The key is, you ain't got to be with this woman because things do transpire, things do take place. So, over the course of time, that this is what it is. You may not be with this woman. So you may decide to take another man or another woman, what it is, to help her raise kids. So with that being said, what are you doing as a father? Are you being a role model? Are you being a role model for your kids?
Right.
Now, I've been working with kids for the last 10, 12 years, as you know.
Right.
And I got 3 or 4 things that ring bells.
Okay.
One of them is real men. Real men do real things all day and tomorrow. So ask yourself, if you're a real man, you know you're doing real things. You know you're doing it all day and tomorrow. Now, if you're not a real man, what I've seen, you're gonna take offense to that. That's what it is. That's what it is. You're gonna take offense to the fact that I said that real men do real things all day and tomorrow. Because real men, nobody's perfect.
Right.
But real men gonna do real things all day and tomorrow.
Right.
That's what real men gonna do.
Yeah.
Fuck what you heard. Real men gonna do real things all day and tomorrow.
Right.
Again, nobody's perfect.
Right.
You know. But I have 3 or 4 skills that I live by, and you know, one of them is self-control, patience, discipline, and focus. I've been dealing with at-risk youth for the last 10, 12 years again.
Right.
And the first thing I say to them, look, man, relax, calm down. Let's push self-control. Let's push patience, discipline, and focus.
Right.
Let's push that.
How did you develop those things?
I developed it gravitating to older men.
Okay.
You know, I was a young bull. I was a young bull in this game coming up, and I gravitated to older men.
Right.
Older men, and they didn't even like me. They wanted to beat me up.
Okay.
I was a young bull. I was doing stuff that was contrary to what older men do.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, they wanted to kind of like, they put hands on me at times.
Yeah.
You know, but they didn't, which I was grateful for.
Right.
They didn't. But you know, they did things that I liked. There was patience. They had patience. They had self-control. They had discipline. They had kids.
Gotcha.
You know, when they was grinding. I mean, they was doing this. They was doing that. Some things negative. Some things positive.
Right.
But for the most part, it was negative. It was negative. It wasn't much positive. It was positive. And then I just kind of like picked up on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I sat at their side and I talked to them, and they kind of like, they impart different things to me that, you know, I was able to accept.
Right.
As a man, you had to accept. You know, as a man, you had to accept. I said again, you had to accept, because a man to accept confrontation from a man.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I said, yo, Harris, yo, man, you doing something, man. You can do better at that.
Right.
Now, you're a real man, you're gonna accept that. And you might say the same in your D block, yo, baby, you're doing something, man, and you can do a little better.
Right.
And as a real man, I have to accept and say, you know what? You're right. I can do a little better.
Right.
So, the first thing is you got to accept what the older man is saying, and not talk,
Right.
but listen. Again, not talk, listen to what he's saying. And so I was grateful, man, to do a lot of listening versus talking. And then, you know, man, I was able to learn some skill sets that allowed me to be a better man, you know, and a better father.
Right.
And again, being a better father is just that, being a better father. You know, things may transpire to where he may not be with, you know, the woman you transpired or had his kid with. That's just the nature of things. But you had that kid with her.
Yeah.
It might have been 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Right.
But you liked the sex. That's what it was. But, you know, I mean, then you became a father.
Right. Because with sex comes other responsibilities and obligations.
Yes, it does. And then now, you know, the big responsibility is being a father, being a role model, being that father figure that this kid, this girl, or this little young man can say, you know what he's doing is he's going to work. He's grinding. He's not perfect, because no man is perfect. We're not Jesus.
Right.
We're not Moses.
Right.
Okay, so let's go ahead and subtract that.
Yeah.
But what we can do is learn from them guys and learn from older men and say, you know what, I can take this and I can gravitate and I can be, you know what I mean, someone close to that.
Gotcha.
And be a man, man. Be a man. And a role model for your kids. working with at-risk youth for the last 10, 12 years, the first thing they say is, "No, nigga, fuck my dad. Fuck him. Fuck that nigga. He's dope body." And I smile and I chuckle a little bit. I say, "Okay, all right, I say no more." So give me somebody you do respect. Give me after you say is a role model. Give me a sports figure. Give me a movie a star.
Yeah.
Give me somebody.
Right.
And I say, well, maybe they might say somebody like Michael Jordan. They might say Kobe Bryant. And the fact that I do lead the class at times, they might say, "Yo, man, D-Block, Mr. Dennis, Wayne, you that guy. Like how you move." And I say, well, I appreciate that. And that means I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But again, it reverts back to being you and what you going to do as a man. There's a lot of gun violence in our streets, and for what I'm seeing, there's a lot of young black men. I could say it's not a young white man, but it's not. It's not a young black man who are very impulsive, they're very aggressive, they're quick to anger, they're involved with gun violence, and the new thing is ops. You got an op. We live in a society to where if you get history, there was no ops. You do history, there was no ops in our city. There was no ops. We had to band together. We had to push. We had to grind, and we had to make things work because there was no ops. Fast forward to 2020, 2021. Apparently, there's ops.
Right.
And the op is what? The guy looks like you. You feel me? The guy looks like you is apparently your op.
Right.
I watched a movie years ago, Hotel Rwanda.
Oh yeah.
And it was amazing in the fact that it was all black people killing black people. And they had no guns for what I saw. They had guns, but it was a lot of butcher knives and it was cutting. And so the streets ran blood.
Yeah.
The streets ran bloody with the deaths of black people.
Yeah.
So my question is, why is that? Why is that? It makes no sense to me.
Gotcha.
And then we fast forward, time machine type deal to 21, and we see young black men from 14 to 19 who they bent on the destruction of the person who looks like you. Now we older men, so we understand the fact that don't make sense.
Right.
That I should be highly destructive, highly vindictive
Towards my own kind.
toward the own person looks like me.
Yeah.
I think that it reverts back to the word Lynch theory. And I said again, I think that it reverts back to the Willie Lynch theory. And the concept that he put in place to confine
us against each other.
Us against each other.
Light skin against dark skin.
Yes.
Older against younger.
Yes.
A man against woman.
Yes.
Then
yes.
putting you against one another.
And those skill sets still work, obviously.
Absolutely.
Because we pick up guns, we're getting impulsive, and we get violent against a guy that looks like just like us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's a problem with that.
Yeah.
It's probably above my pay grade and what am I thinking? Cause I'm not a psychologist but it's above me. But it's below me too.
Yeah.
Because I gotta deal with it on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's change the trajectory.
And I'll say this one time.
Okay.
OG told me years ago. He said a lot of people are certified, but they're not qualified. Again. A lot of people are certified, but they're not qualified. Which means that you can go and get qualified. But that don't mean you're certified. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of things come down to HCC. Help, care, and concern.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say one more word that helps. Love.
Okay.
I don't care if a person is transsexual, bisexual, straight, or etc. You know what I mean? It's what it is. But if I can give you a hug and say, listen, bro, or listen, sis, I want to see you make it in this life. They're going to say, you know what? This guy right here, man, he cares about me.
Right.
So that right there, that statement speaks volumes for you and your character that you bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been the type of guy to just say, you know what, man, I want to see you make it.
Gotcha.
And I don't care what part of the spectrum you in, I want to see you make it. I want to see you get part. I want to see you do you.
Yeah.
I want to see you be. I want to see you be successful.
Right.
Because a part of life is being successful.
Mm-hmm.
Take a trade. Take occupation. Take your family.
Mm-hmm.
Take your kids. And own it. Own the fact that I got one kid. I might got 5 kids. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Own that. Say, you know what? Let me be a great father, man. Let me be great. Let me do what I gotta do. Let me role model. Let me be a leader. Let me be a person that can be positive. Let me be a person that can say, you know what? I can lead you in the right direction.
Okay, great. I like the way you broke that down. So, as a parent yourself, have you ever fell short of not being that role model?
No.
Okay. How was?
But I will say that my shoulder was heavy. My shoulder was heavy. I remember one time that I got to drinking, and I was drinking real bad, and I got drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I was a young boy. I was young. I was in my early 20s. I got drunk, and I had 3 or 4 kids in my house.
Yours?
And, yeah.
Okay.
And the police came.
Okay.
And a guy, I didn't get arrested. I was drunk.
Yeah.
I was drunk. I was weighed down with some things that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing the guy's boots. I saw some boots. It was some black boots.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean. And then, the guy said that we can't arrest him. He's in his own home, and he's trying the best that he can. And that encouraged me. I said, man, this guy didn't lock me up, man. He understood. He don't even know me,
Right.
but he understood that I was trying to be a good father.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I said, no man is perfect. We fall short. We fall short from being perfect, obviously. But it's being a role model and keep grinding and keep trying to put yourself next to guys, next to girls too,
Yeah.
that had these concepts of being role models, having a good level of self-control, patience, discipline, and focus.
So was that a defining moment right there that made you step up to the plate and become a better father?
I wasn't like that. I was already up to the plate.
Well, yeah, you said you said you was there. You were at a low point when you got drunk and the cops came and you was obviously terrified, man, I got my kids, they may possibly lock me up.
Yeah.
So those thoughts, and then after that, you know what? I'm already a role model for my kids, and I do my thing.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna step my game up.
And
was
you're
that
right.
that point?
It was.
Okay.
Because at that point I said, I'm at the plate. And I said, can I start hitting home runs?
Mm.
Can I start hitting home runs?
Right, as a parent.
So as a parent.
Yeah.
So what I did was I aligned myself just naturally now. I didn't nothing is really forced. I aligned myself to guys that was role modeling, guys that been in the game for umpteen years, that was role modeling, that was going to work, that was going home, taking care of their kids, taking care of the basketball practice,
Right.
Football practice, baseball practice, hell, soccer practice.
Yeah.
And well, at the same time, martial art
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah.
And
You said I want to be that for my kids.
I said I want to be that. I said because either gonna be a leader or they're gonna be a follower. And
There's no in between, huh?
there's no in between. There's not, but you have to follow techniques, motivation, and encouragement. You gotta see it. Some physical, some visual. That you know what, I like how they're moving, and with that, you become more inclined to be that leader.
Gotcha.
For your own family. And a lot of young black men, or young white men, but I'm in.
Yeah, you're a black man.
I'm a black man.
Yeah.
So I can tell you as a black man, see, that's how I was
Yeah.
raised.
Uh-huh.
But I see a lot of young black men trying to gravitate to being, strong role models, strong leaders, being able to encourage,
Okay.
being able to motivate the next generation.
Yeah. So tell me this then. How were you raised that made you a great father? Just coming right out the bat. How did the way you were raised affect you as a father when you had your first kid? Like how was that defining you and shaping and molding you into the father that you are when you had your first kid and today?
I think that I'll say what it is. If we're gonna go off parents, mother and father, that was raised in the projects, they kicked their ass. They kicked ass. They inflicted punishment that got us in gear. Now, a lot of times our society has me hands off.
Nowadays.
Yes, nowadays it's hands off.
Yeah.
Okay, but I came up when it was hands on. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
hands on.
Right.
So for me, I seen a mom, I seen a dad that had 2 different levels of skill sets. And they came together to they formed me. And I just grew up with a good level of discipline, self-control. Patience was developed. Patience and focus. So I kind of refined my skills working with guys and girls that had those same concepts. You can go left, all day in life. And I say, what? Go left. Go left. Go left. And keep going left. You know what I mean? Because go left. But this is what I understand. You can go left 1,000 times, but eventually you gotta go right. Eventually you gotta go right. And the right way is just what it is. The right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can be 15, you can be 20, you can be 30. There's no levels. If you're alive, you got a heartbeat. You have the option of going left as many times as you want, and the option of going right, many times as you want. And that's what it is. Character is character.
Right.
Left is left, and right is right.
Gotcha.
But the more time you'll get to the guys and girls that going right, the more time that you're willing, to go right, you're gonna be more successful at home and in the community.
Okay.
And in society.
Gotcha.
And that's what I tend to be the most successful points of life.
Gotcha. So outside of being focused, having patience and discipline, and all those great things, those 4 key points that you live by, it seems like, what are the things that you're instilling into your kids for them to be better than you?
Well, I think that I think of Michael Jordan, not myself. I like sports figures. I think like Michael Jordan, or even Dr. J. They set standards as being a professional on and off the court, and they grinded. They put up numbers. They put up stats, and then unbeknownst to us, guys came into the league wearing 23s, even the 45. You feel me? Even the 45.
Right.
And that was representation of the fact that they role modeled what the person did before them. So being a father, all you can do is role model. Role model what you think to be positive versus negative. What you think to be, I think it's encouraging. And these kids, man, they so young. The brain is such a big sponge. They're gonna take what you say, and they're gonna become more than you.
Gotcha.
They're gonna become more than you natural, because that's what it is. They're gonna push their own confinements.
After seeing the way you conduct yourself, the way you carry yourself, how you speak, what you do, what you don't do, and just elevate it, basically.
Every role model, every leader, every record, every race, every basketball game, every soccer game, every shot to the moon. It's just that. It's a shot. So now you give a clear-cut view as how you did it. And now it's my it's my role as a younger individual to say, that's what they did.
Right.
Let me push. You think Kobe Bryant was Michael Jordan?
Right.
You think Michael Jordan was for like Dr. J?
Right.
And Bill Russell? It's not possible. You think that prophets won't be prophets? For Jesus Christ? And that's the way I was raised. You think that, no, man, every person that came before you that was amplifying a good level of skill sets, it's what makes us.
Gotcha. So how do your parents feel about you as a parent? Do they ever say, you're doing a great job, you're doing a better job than I did with you, or I love what you're doing, I like what you're doing, and the way you conduct yourself? Okay.
They do.
Yeah.
And like I said, as a father, you can only look back as to what your mom or your dad or your stepdad.
Okay.
Yeah, and a stepdad, man. I had a stepdad that came through, and he did some things for me, man. And he showed me some skill sets that was profound. And that concept was amazing in itself. Being on his Father's Day and things of that nature. Like, yo, man, listen, a lot of times, we come up under a stepfather or a stepmother that amplified skill sets that we're able to gravitate to and use to go forth in our own life.
How did you feel? How did you feel about that? Like, I have a stepfather, I have a father, but I got this other man raising me instead of my own father, like being in the household with me when he could have. Was that ever like an issue for you? Like, well, I got to learn this from Mr. Such and Such when I can get it from my dad.
Well, again, there are different levels, and I'm a stepdad myself. And I never told nobody to be or say or call me father.
Okay.
Yeah. That was something that they gave me. They gave me that title. And when I look back at it, I call my stepdad Mr.
Okay. Yeah.
For a number of years.
Yeah.
Mr. You married to my mom, but you're Mr.
Yeah.
You're Mr.
Yeah.
But seeing the guy grind,
yeah,
have a certain level of patience and discipline. And after a while, you know, I went from a Mr. to a dad. You know, and then
how did your dad take to that? Your father?
well, he had no choice.
Oh.
He had no choice
Why is that?
because if you A1, ain't nobody calling nobody stepdad.
I heard
Ain't
that.
nobody. You always Mr.
Yeah.
Not because you Mr.
Yeah.
But because my own dad is
They
A1.
won. Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I'm A1,
Yeah.
and that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm triple double every day.
Yeah,
You know
right,
what I mean?
right,
30,
right.
10, and what do you want to call it? 30,
Yeah.
10, and 10.
Yeah.
Put them points up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so if you A1, you know, the option of somebody calling you anything besides Mr.
Yeah.
Might not be there.
Right.
But if you A1,
You got to worry about
you
that.
ain't got to worry about that.
Did y'all ever have a conversation about that?
No.
Okay. So,
I've never seen a competition take place between a father or a stepfather. That's just what it is.
no, I'm
man.
talking about you, the kid, and their father who has been absent.
There's nothing you could do.
So it ain't nothing to talk
Because I
about.
remember a time to where I think I graduated from high school, or thereabouts, and I got my stepdad. You know, I got my real dad together, and we took a little pic together.
Yeah.
And there wasn't no animosity. That's like, oh, I mean, the real dad respected the stepdad.
Yeah.
That he stepped in and was courageous enough to be a father figure for me.
Yeah.
And that was respect.
Yeah.
And now when I think about it as an older man, I said I didn't see it at that level, but now I'm an older man, and I can see that level that level of respect
Right, you understand.
between the dad and the stepdad.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that I've been, you know, privy to a conversation to where, you know, even, you know, myself being a stepdad and even the real dad saying, oh man, I appreciate you, man. I was locked up, I was booked, I was going through some things, and I appreciate you, man, stepping up and being, you know, father figure for my daughter or my son.
Yeah.
You know, and so yeah, that's how it works. So I mean, game recognized game.
Okay.
You got game, you know, another player will recognize that you got game. They're gonna salute you.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. All right. So how being a stepfather, how does that feel? Receiving those same accolades from a child who is really appreciative, or that child's parent, and meaning the mother and the father. How does that make you feel to notice like they really appreciate you? Because sometimes your own kids don't appreciate what's going on because they know that you're the father. So these are the things they probably like. You're supposed to do it.
I know for me to feel a certain way and just increase motivation to keep doing what I was doing.
Okay.
Cause I was already shooting 8 for 10
Yeah.
at the free throw line.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Already doing
I'm
numbers.
already 80%.
Yeah, because real men do real things all day and tomorrow.
Real men do real things all day and tomorrow.
Yeah. So you was already legit. So it didn't matter.
It didn't matter to me. It kind of sunk the fact that all I was doing was efficient.
Ah, gotcha.
You know, it kind of sunk the fact that I was doing efficient. I just kept doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
And that acknowledgement was good,
Yeah.
exciting, and motivating. I said, man, I'm gonna go shoot 80% again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot 10 shots. I'm gonna make 8 of them.
Yeah.
You know, make 8,
Yeah.
80%.
Yeah.
What you gonna do with that?
Right.
You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, you good all day with that.
Right. So, being an older man, looking back at the younger man, are you the man that you wanted to be at this stage in your life? And not just as a parent, but
I
just
think
overall.
that you're always improving. And I think that I'm a guy that's always striving for perfection that you'll never get. I mean, I think that I'm a man that you're always striving for perfection. I don't know if it's your work life, your home life, your sexual life, your spiritual life, your training life, your gym, your martial arts, your kickboxing, your jiu-jitsu. You know, whatever it is you do, you're always striving for a certain level of perfection. But you never reach that perfection. But you keep grinding. for that perfection. And that has always been like a motivation for me. It's like keep striving, keep grinding, keep grinding, and keep being around guys and girls that amplify the skill sets of iron sharpens iron.
So do you ever feel like a loser in the sense of grinding for perfection that I'll never reach?
No. I never felt like I was a loser. I always felt like I was in the game and I was a starter or a bench player. There's always room for improvement.
Okay.
But never I said was I was a loser. It's never happened.
Gotcha.
And guess what? It never will happen.
Yeah.
It's never there.
Right. Okay.
I can improve.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I got.
Mm-hmm.
But I never said, and any man should never say, father, stepfather, that you're a loser. Because you start from where you at, and you keep pushing, and you keep grinding, and you get to where you want to be at.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So with jiu-jitsu, how did you get there? Because you talked about the martial arts, so you mentioned the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu.
How did you get there? Like, with you wrestling in high school, was it like you just always like to fight? You always like to feel that aggressive and physical confrontation? Like,
I think that I always wanted to be like my dad.
okay.
I always want to be like my dad. My dad had, a level 2 level black belt in the course of his life. And my uncle, I had an uncle who was a black belt as well. And it wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to tell you, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I realized the fact that you can go through 4, 5, 6, 10 years of fighting. Fighting somebody. You're a fight man. Like a lot of martial art training does include fighting.
Yeah.
Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, sometimes you the hammer,
Yeah.
sometimes you the nail.
Right.
But every time you become humble and you become a better man. Keyword better man. And I looked at that and said, man, I want to be like my dad. I want to be like my dad. And one thing I took from him was the fact that he had a black belt in martial arts. And I saw the discipline and the focus and dedication that was needed to get to that level. I said, no, I'm going to be like my dad. I saw my uncle. I said, I'm like my uncle. And those two guys and a few other guys was instrumental in me, saying, you know what? I want to go through that fire. It was a movie I watched years ago, and it was called 300. It was 300.
Yeah.
And he asked a few guys, what's your occupation? He said, what's your occupation? A couple guys said, well, I'm a painter. A couple guys said, well, I'm a blacksmith. A couple guys said, well, I make swords. And he said, Spartans. He said, Spartans, soldiers now. He said, what's your occupation? He said, who? So they repeated the chant of being soldiers. So for me, I want to be a soldier. And I want to have a good level of discipline, self-control, pace, discipline, and focus. And I looked at a guy that came before me, and I said, I want to be a soldier. And that's what I do. I'm a soldier.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, at this point in your life, reflecting back when you were a younger father versus now, how have you grown?
I've grown, again, just being around guys that were older than me. The guys I said I could sit down with.
So I'll say this then, as far as the way you parent, Yeah, I'm quite sure. So do you parent the same way you did 20 years ago, the same way you parent today? Because you know your kids are different. You got different personalities. You know what I mean? Like you said, you got a step kid. Like you know.
And the craziest part about it is, I really don't parent at all. I mean, in the sense that I amplify, again, self-control, patience, discipline, and focus, and a role model. So, am I parenting or am I role modeling? Or is it all the same? You feel me?
Yeah.
If it's all the same.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I look at the skill sets that the kids that I had parenting, I look at what they do, and they say, well, Dad, I'm doing this. Well, Dad, I'm doing that. And Dad, let's go do this, and let's go do that. And I said, well, you're doing a great job. You know, and I look back at what they say they're going to do. That's things that I role model they should do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know. It's kind of odd. A son is a son.
Absolutely.
You can't. A son is a son, right?
Yes.
You can't tell a son don't be a son because it sheds light. It sheds growth. It does a lot to us on this earth that more than we probably even think about. But it's the son.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Am I role modeling the son, or the son is the son? Not seeing how the son move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The son moves.
Right.
So
you as a I guess a kid of the sun per se, you're just going to want to continue to rise every day, continue to be
I
right,
want
have
to rise,
a positive spirit,
and I want to bring a certain level of skill sets that you're going to gravitate to.
Gotcha. Yeah, because everybody loves the sun.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Right. You're going to gravitate this. Then you're going to gravitate to this.
Okay.
And you got no choice. You know what, man? I like how you move.
Right.
You know, and so again, I've been in positions where I had to, you know, inflict a certain level of hard counseling or hard directives, and a time when I didn't have to. You know, but both ways, like, you know what? I like how this thing. I like how he moves.
They got you. They gotta respect it.
We gotta respect it.
Yeah.
You gotta respect the son.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what it is.
Yeah.
So if you come and you bring a certain level of skill sets, you gotta respect. I mean, I was never a fan of Kobe Bryant.
Wow.
Number 8 or 24.
Wow.
But over a period of time, I watched this guy do his thing. I said, God dang, I like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
I said, I got no choice.
Right. Yeah.
I said, I got no choice, but I like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's that guy. Like, he's like, I mean, I got no choice. I said, this guy's that guy.
Got you. Yeah. When somebody just bring it day in and
Yeah,
day out.
like, what you
got
gonna
it.
do? You can make, this guy's bringing some skill sets that, if you look closely, it can make you better.
Yeah.
It can make you better.
Right. Right.
So, yeah. So, after a while, I mean, if you bring a certain level of skill sets and a certain level of drive, and you're driven, they got no choice but respect it. They got no choice.
Gotcha.
So, as being a father, you know, I've seen a lot of kids go left. Go left. All right, go left. But after a while, you got to go right.
Yeah.
You see what it is. It's a natural laws of science, and physics, and nature of law. That's what it is. The earth spins one way. Right, bro?
Yeah.
I never seen the shit turn left. I never seen this shit turn left. This shit always went right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, as a father, you gotta go right.
Okay.
You gotta go right.
Yeah. Well, before you were a father, were you going left?
No. I never went left. I may have some left skill sets, but I don't know what left.
Okay.
You know, only because.
What do you mean left skill sets?
I may have thought I wanted to go left, because you're young. You're vibrant. Maybe a little bit arrogant, less humble.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta crawl before you walk.
Absolutely.
So I can't tell that baby, oh, go right. That
Yeah.
baby going, that baby gonna do what it's gonna do.
Yeah.
And maybe start crawling. get those little feet to them. Go right, they go. But
Yeah.
you know, the more they see right concepts,
Mm-hmm.
you know, then eventually they're gonna go right.
Mm-hmm.
It's what it is. You know what I mean? So I don't think I've ever had left concepts.
Mm-hmm.
I just had concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Could I say that?
Yeah.
I just had concepts.
Yeah.
And the more I was seeing the right concepts, it was inevitable that, you know what? I gotta go right.
Gotcha. Yeah, because at that time you was contemplating
Right.
what you wanted to be and what you want to do, how you gonna get there.
Right. And that's when a good role model, being a father figure, stepfather, mother, stepmother, and that's when those concepts kind of like they mold,
Mm-hmm.
and these kids gravitate to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there anything that you regret in the past?
No, I don't regret nothing
Why is that?
because that's how life presents itself. I don't regret nothing because they're all tools to refine who you want to be. There's nothing, you gotta go through something to be something you want to be.
Okay.
You gotta go through something and say, you know what, I can't do that no more.
Ah.
I gotta go do this.
Yeah.
And that's how life is. I can't regret nothing.
Right.
Because if I regret it, then it didn't make me. You feel me?
Yeah.
I see, hard times made me.
You're right.
I mean, that was Rod Wave said, didn't he?
You're right. Yeah.
Rod, well, yeah, I like Rod Wave. So hard times made me.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I can't regret it.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta appreciate it.
Okay.
I have to appreciate it
Okay.
and go from there.
Okay.
You know, I gotta go from there.
Yeah.
That's it. What it is. I don't regret nothing.
Got you.
I can't regret it.
Okay.
Now I'll say this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't regret nothing, but you don't want to keep being regrettable. You feel me? Because that's a difference. I mean, I don't want to regret anything, but
Well, break it down. Regrettable.
regret is something that you did, obviously, and you say you could have did better.
Okay.
But I don't want to be regrettable and mean that I keep doing the thing that I regret.
Ah, got you.
Because therefore, that's not going right.
And you keep going
That's
left.
going left.
Got you.
You know, and that's not rocket science.
Yeah.
You know, if you come in the house and you put your hand on the stove and you burn your hand,
Uh-huh.
I burnt my hand.
Right.
No, how many times you gonna keep coming to the house and put your hand on the stove and say, "Well, but this is hot." I can't keep doing this.
Right.
I gotta do something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so that's the point. Purpose there.
Okay. All right. So, what's your view on life now? What is just your take? Obviously, been through a lot. Older, more mature person, more defined. Obviously, you're a role model. You got patience. You're very focused. Meaning, a lot of things aren't getting to you, and if it comes your way, you're gonna wait that thing out because you understand that the other person don't know no better, right? So you got to be patient for them and think for that individual. So proceed with caution. So now, just what is your way of life, right? So what are the things that you preach to people besides real men do real things all day and tomorrow, but just how you present a situation? What is the advice that you're giving these young men? Because obviously everybody's not going to remain focused because these young men are focused with you because they're confined to that space, right? They're going to be patient in your presence, not in the next staff member presence because that staff member is not a role model like you, or they don't have the presence that you have, right? So what is it that you give them that they can hold on to?
Call your mom. Call your dad. Call your brothers. Call your sisters. Tell me you're doing good. Tell me you're focusing up. And you're trying to get home. Everything you love is generally outside of your comfort zone. Everything you love, everything you appreciate, everything you're trying to do is coming from a different level of focus, a different level of drive, a different level of appreciation, a different level of self-control. So everything you love is coming from outside of your box of comfortability. You know, that's what it is. At the same time, just being thankful. Being thankful that you woke up. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you, I get excited every morning. I wake up. I said, man, I'm up, man. Let me see what I can do today. You feel me?
Yeah.
I wake up. I don't know if I was out at the bar. I trained 2 hours at the gym. I mean, I had a wrestling match. I was lifting weights or whatever I was doing. You know, but I wake up. I said, man, I'm thankful, man. Let's get to it. Yeah. So a lot of times it's waking up to a new day. It's like that's be thankful, man. Let's be thankful that we woke up. And the fact that we woke up, let's keep pushing, man. Let's keep pushing, man. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep driving. Let's keep striving. And let's be thankful that we woke up. And let's go from there.
Gotcha. So, being a parent, being a step parent, how do you feel about relationships with the parents of your children?
You want to have a strong connection. A lot of times, what it is, you may have a disconnect. You know, but you want to have a connection.
Okay.
Again, you may have a disconnect as to your thinking and their thinking, and your vibes and their vibes, and you know that's natural.
Okay.
Because nobody's perfect. You know, what you want to have is a connect. You know, when it comes to these kids, when it comes to your daughters, when it comes to your sons, you want to have a connect. You know.
So how is that, right? How does that work being like a step parent, right? Because let's be clear and define that too and break it down. So you're a step parent and you're not in a relationship with that parent. How does that go? So you're involved in the day-to-day aspects, like you're involved with the child that you do share with them,
Right.
Or let's say when there's a situation,
Right.
are you brought in to be a part of that? How does that work? Or are you just a step parent in the forms of, this is the guy who's been with my mom, who's taking care of everything as he should, but then when you're not together, what is that relationship like?
There's a balance,
Okay.
and you gotta know your lane. You know, you go 95 or 295.
Yeah.
You know, you got 3 or 4 lanes.
Got you.
And get in your lane,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and drive down that lane.
Okay.
Okay, get in your lane, drive down that lane,
Okay.
and hopefully that lane gets you to your destination.
Got you. Okay. All right. Well said. Yeah, well said. So, outside of that, how do you feel about relationships? Just like having kids, raise them, being A1, checking all the boxes that you want to check and need to be checked. How do you feel about relationships at this point in your life? Being as though you've been through some, obviously you're older, everything's on point, you know, credit scores through the roof,
Man.
you know, you're a grinder, you know, you just take care of everything and you don't have like baggage or bullshit with you. So what's your outlook on relationships?
A relationship is something to be thankful for, because obviously you got together, right? You got together at one point in time, and you got together, and you had a good bond, a good vibe. So I think that a relationship is something that is to be appreciated, because you did get together. But you may have conceived a kid, maybe you didn't, but you never conceived something that bonded into a relationship. That's always something to be appreciated. But at the same token, you know, obviously there could be a certain level of pain that can be or arise. Because no one's perfect. I mean, things may happen to where, I mean, it happens at times to be a point of reference in a relationship to where you're thinking and they're thinking, don't coincide.
Right.
But I think the key is to appreciate what you did do together,
Mm-hmm.
and the growth that y'all did do together, and let that carry you.
Gotcha.
Always be appreciative of what you did do.
Right. Right.
You know, because it wasn't always bad.
Right. Yeah.
You know, man, not always good. Hopefully, it was always good, but
Right.
it wasn't always bad.
Right.
I don't care if you was married to the person or you know came together and you met them at your job or you met them at the bar or at the club, whatever it is, the library, Barnes and Noble, I don't know.
Right.
You know, but we do know that relationship was tight
At one point in time.
at one point in time. So always gravitate to the appreciation of what y'all did have,
Right.
and let that carry you.
Got you. So that's good that you broke it down as far as being with somebody and coming together and then not being together. But I was talking about now just being single. Because you single. How do you feel about relationships? Since you're a single person.
I think that being single, you appreciate that as well. You appreciate being in a relationship, you know, but at the same time, you gotta appreciate being single as well. And it's being honest, as much as possible, being truthful. Just keep growing, man. Just keep growing. To keep being single allows you to, I think, communicate.
With who? You single. Who you communicating with?
What? The masses.
Okay.
It could be a man.
Okay.
It could be a woman. Not saying in a sexual sense. I'm saying it's conversations, dialogues, and perceptions. It gives you
To be open to everything.
exactly. Yeah, be open to the masses more and how they view things, how things they went through.
And then you ain't really got to worry about it affecting your relationship because you don't have one. So it's like having
You don't have to worry about.
open-minded conversation.
You're right. Oh, it's open-minded.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about the totalities of being, you know, I was being married or being engaged or being in a full-fledged relationship. But you do appreciate the conversations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Conversation
Feedback
pieces,
that
the
you
feedback,
get. Stuff like that. Yeah.
and what they learned, what you've learned, and you know, what I mean, that kind of thing.
So it can basically enhance you for a relationship in the future.
Yes. I mean, yes, and that's not. I'll say this. You know, a lot of times the relationship that you need to have is with yourself. A lot of times the relationship that you need to have is with yourself. Fortify your own self-control. Fortify your own patience. Fortify your own discipline. Fortify your own focus. Like fortify you. You know, make yourself whole. And then, with that being said, then if the option does come available to us, you know what? You know, I was single. You know, I was disconnected from a relationship. Now, when I go back into it, I'm stronger. I can bring more to the table. I can be a plus one.
Yeah.
They say plus one sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I can be a plus one, and then you'll really bring some more to the table.
Gotcha.
You know, because that's what nobody's perfect, but you're always striving and you're always grinding, you're always driven to be more than what you was. And you know, sometimes you got disconnect with a person or individuals to get better with yourself, and then you know, and then who knows what happens from there.
Gotcha. Hey, makes sense.
Yeah.
So, hey, you heard it from Wayne Dennis yourself, aka D Block. Be sure to stay focused, have patience, self-discipline, stay motivated. But also, just like Wayne said, it's all about improving every single day. And on here, you know what we say: challenge yourself, do something about it. Challenge yourself, do something about it.